How did Dick Parry die? Progressive rock has lost one of its most singular and expressive voices. When we think about the grandeur and sonic innovation of the 70s, it is impossible not to highlight the dense and emotional texture that wind instruments brought to the genre. And in that landscape, few were as decisive as him. British saxophonist Dick Parry passed away this Friday, May 22, 2026, at the age of 83. His name may not have appeared on as many magazine covers as the vocalists and guitarists of that era, but his sound is instantly recognizable to any fan of great music around the planet. He was the divine breath behind the greatest masterpieces of the legendary band Pink Floyd. The news, which caught fans by surprise and left the music world in mourning, was confirmed by his lifelong friend and musical partner, the iconic guitarist David Gilmour. Through an emotional post on his official social media accounts, Gilmour shared the pain of losing not only a colleague, but a companion from a lifelong journey. With words reflecting decades of friendship, he wrote, "Since I was 17 years old, I played in bands with Dick on saxophone, including Pink Floyd." That statement highlights just how deep the roots of their collaboration truly were. He was not just another session musician. He was someone with whom Gilmour shared stages and dreams since youth. Gilmour made sure to praise his friend's unique talent, saying that Parry's touch and tone made his playing absolutely unmistakable. "A signature of gigantic beauty," said Gilmour, "known by millions of people and a crucial part of eternal songs such as Shine on You Crazy Diamond, Wish You Were Here, Us and Them and Money." And it is impossible to disagree with Gilmour. Dick Parry did not simply walk into a studio, read sheet music, and record his part. He injected soul, sorrow, and ecstasy into the intricate compositions of Pink Floyd. His work helped elevate the band to an almost mystical level. Think about the monumental impact of the album The Dark Side of the Moon. Released in 1973 and considered one of the greatest records in human history, Parry's saxophone appears as a surprising and overwhelming element. In the track Money, after the famous bass line and the sound effects of cash registers, it is Dick Parry's sax that tears through the song, bringing a visceral and jazzy energy that contrasts perfectly with the cynicism of the lyrics. Right after that, in the ethereal and contemplative Us and Them, Parry completely changes his approach. There, his saxophone cries softly, guiding the listener through deep melancholy, proving his incredible technical and emotional versatility. The successful partnership continued on the brilliant follow-up album Wish You Were Here from 1975. The epic suite, Shine on You Crazy Diamond, a monumental tribute to former member Syd Barrett, reaches its emotional climax precisely when Dick Parry's saxophone enters the scene. It is a piercing sound that translates the feelings of longing, lost genius, and madness that permeate the entire work. Parry achieved the remarkable feat of transforming the saxophone into a second voice, capable of expressing emotions that Roger Waters' words alone perhaps could not fully convey. But Dick Parry's contribution went far beyond the controlled environment of recording studios. He was a force of nature on stage. Between 1973 and 1977, he accompanied Pink Floyd on massive tours, helping reproduce the sonic complexity of the albums live. His presence was so requested and his talent so broad that during the In the Flesh tour in the late 70s, he also took over keyboards on several occasions, covering the complex arrangements required by the band. Born in Cambridge, the same city that gave birth to the essence of Pink Floyd, his musical journey was always intertwined with David Gilmour's. They met in the local band circuit during the 60s, before worldwide fame knocked on their doors. And it was that mutual trust that secured the invitation to record on The Dark Side of the Moon. Gilmour knew exactly what his friend was capable of. However, it would be unfair to summarize Dick Parry's career only through Pink Floyd, as enormous as that legacy may be. He was a highly sought-after studio and touring musician among British rock royalty. In 1979 and 1980, Parry was invited to join the backing band of none other than The Who, accompanying Roger Daltrey, Pete Townshend, and bassist John Entwistle, with whom he also recorded side projects on explosive tours. Beyond The Who, Parry's saxophone echoed through recordings and performances by blues and rock giants such as the legendary Irish guitarist Rory Gallagher, the American band Violent Femmes in 2009, and bluesman Lightnin' Slim. He was an artist without boundaries, respected by musicians of every style for his adaptability and flawless emotional expression. Even as the decades passed and Pink Floyd went through multiple lineup changes and hiatuses, Dick Parry's bond with David Gilmour remained unbreakable. In the more recent phases, when Gilmour resumed his solo career and led the later incarnations of Pink Floyd, Parry was frequently there. He performed on the majestic 1994 World Tour immortalized in the album and concert film Pulse. Later, in 2006, he became part of the band assembled by Gilmour for the tour, supporting the acclaimed solo album On an Island. Once again sharing the stage with the unforgettable keyboardist Richard Wright, who passed away in 2008, and for the definitive records of modern music history, on July 2, 2005, during the massive charity event Live 8, when the world stopped to witness the reunion of Roger Waters, David Gilmour, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright, the classic Pink Floyd lineup reunited after more than 20 years of conflicts. There stood Dick Parry, strong and steady, holding his saxophone during the band's final collective performance. As of the closing of reports this Saturday, the causes that led to Dick Parry's death at the age of 83 had not been officially disclosed by his family or representatives. Yet, in this moment of farewell, the technical details of his passing lose importance in the face of the magnitude of the cultural legacy he leaves behind. In the universe of YouTube, where many of you follow our stories and investigations, the songs featuring Dick Parry have accumulated billions upon billions of views and streams. New generations, born long after the release of The Dark Side of the Moon, continue discovering the magic of those arrangements. The sound of Parry's saxophone became an integral part of global pop culture, transcending barriers of language, age, and time. Today, turntables, CD players, and streaming platforms around the world will certainly be playing Money and Shine on You Crazy Diamond with a little more reverence. The silence left by his departure will forever be filled by the immortal notes he recorded. His breath continues to echo, floating through the air like a crazy diamond, shimmering and timeless. Rest in peace, Master Dick Parry. The history of rock thanks you for every note, every emotion, and every sonic journey your talent gave us. If you enjoyed this tribute and want to continue receiving complete news stories and documentaries about music legends and the biographies that shaped history, do not forget to leave your like on this video. Your support is essential so we can continue producing these in-depth narrations. Share this content with your friends who are also passionate about great music and, above all, the legacy of Pink Floyd. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you do not miss future updates, and leave a comment below telling us which song featuring Dick Parry's wonderful saxophone is your favorite. A big hug to everyone and see you in our next documentary video.